So, before diving into the connection between yoga and overall wellness and how to teach all those practices, let's define certain terms that might be very essential for you as yoga teachers. The first one we are looking into is darshana. So, darshana comes from Sanskrit root, which is to mean to see or have a vision or a glimpse. Some of the examples of the darshanas that you might have heard before is the Buddhism, Jainism, Charvaka or Advaita. Buddhism is generally a school that denies existence of the Atman. The Atman is to mean self, and it is based on the teachings and enlightenment of the Gautama Buddha. However, Jainism is a school that accepts the existence of the Atman or the self and is based on teachings of 24 other teachers. However, the Charvaka is a materialism school that accepts the existence of complete free will. Advaita is kind of the opposite, and it's a materialism school as well, but that denies the existence of free will totally. Okay, now let's dive into the Tantra Shastra. So, Tantra is another Sanskrit word with many different contextual meanings like theory, doctrine, or school philosophy. However, Tantra has a more specific meaning. It refers to the systemic practices used by many to experience life beyond the mundane limitations. So, basically, any doctrine or school or philosophy can be called Tantra because each one has its own systemic approach to enhance life towards any spiritual oneness that yoga refers to as like samadhi or Buddhism as nirvana. So, in other words, each Tantra represented a complete system of spiritual practices. So, let's just summarize it this way. So, we can say Tantra is actually to mean a systemic approach or a practice that can enhance spiritual dimensions of life, and it helps experience enlightenment, which can also be again called Tantra. In modern days, teachers are often describing the Tantra as to mean to weave. Unfortunately, none of the Tantric schools cite this meaning as the meaning of Tantra. Many scholars have few other definitions of the word Tantra though. Any practice that spreads or expands wisdom and serves us from the harmful effects life has defined is Tantra. Tantra is also a practice or a methodology that uses techniques, sounds, symbols to embrace and enhance the body, mind, and spirit respectively. So, Tantra has three major components. One is mantra, the second one is mandala, and the other one is tantra. In short, mantra refers to the scared sounds, words, or phrases that are repeated and chanted during meditation or ritualistic practices in the Indian traditional practices. So, mantras have this transformative and protective power, and their recitation has this ability to connect the practitioner, the yoga practitioner, with the divine dimensions. Mantras can be specific to particular deities or their repetition in common element of tantric rituals. And the mandalas are these geometric designs that you see, all these symbolic representations that you see in the universe, so in the universe of Hindu or Buddhist traditions. The mandalas consist of central points surrounded by intrinsic patterns, forming a particular circular or square shape, and used as main components in Tantra rituals. So they symbolize the interconnectedness in the life and the journey towards spiritual wholeness. Next is Tantra. In the broad sense, it refers to diverse set of spiritual, ritualistic, and philosophical traditions. It consists of a range of practices and teachings that seek to channel divine energy, achieve spiritual enlightenment, and unite the practitioner with the divine itself. Tantric practices often involve the understanding and manipulation of energy and may include rituals or meditation or the use of symbolic diagrams. Alright, now that we have understanding of the Tantra, let's dive quickly with the Gita. So, Gita is the song by God, often referred to as the Gita itself, which has 700 verses in Hindu scripture. The Bhagavad Gita presents a synthesis of significant concepts such as Dharma, Karma, Bhakti, and Moksha. So, as we have explored today, Tantra, Darshana, and the Gita each offer unique, powerful insights, but together they paint a rich tapestry of what it means to live a conscious, awakened life. These teachings go far beyond postures or ritual. They guide us in how to see the world, how to act with integrity, and how to connect to something greater than ourselves. I encourage you to take these ideas not just as a knowledge, but as an invitation to reflect, practice, and live with a greater awareness to life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more deep dives into the yoga philosophy. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded. Namaste.